Hello everyone. Today what we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be creating a serial activation key system. So when the player wants to create a new account, he'll have to add some sort of key that you designed, and if the key is right, well then he's allowed to create the account. It's a bit like when you go to a game store to buy a game, and they've got that serial key at the back. Well, it's a bit like that, but this is going to be more simple, and it's just going to be designed for, if you want to demo purposes. If you were creating a network game and you want to create a demo of it, this will be great for that. So what I've done is I've imported the scripts that I've added into the project files. Well, it's going to be in the description box, but it's the same thing you get in my MMO tutorial series. So just download that, add them into your project. This is a fresh new project. Alright, and when you do that, you might get mono develop missing scripts, like they won't say core and that. So just look at them right now. You probably won't have the console because that's not mine, but there's a link down in the description box where you can find it and download it. So you've got the core and you've got network view. Network view, you should delete it and re-add one because they kind of mess up when you import them. That's for your server. Next, in your login, there's the info. In yours, you'll also have on the info a title screen and network view. What you need to do is you need to delete those two and add them to your main camera, because the info, it's got a don't destroy on load. So this whole game object will remain throughout the scenes until you destroy it. So just add the title screen here, and the network view once again, add a new one. Next, this is new actually. Okay. Alright. So next we've got our client scripts. We've also got our title screen, which I hope is similar, because I did a test of how this is gonna work before, and I don't think it deleted it. No, I did. Okay, sweet. So what I'm gonna do is delete that and add a new one, because I don't think it updated. Can't add script, yeah. Not finished compilation. Alright, well, I need to get rid of this error before I do anything. So some of you have been getting this error. The type name, the type or namespace ship controller could not be found. Well, that's because when I was actually creating Pirate Wars, I had a kit called ship. It's a ship kit. You could find it on the asset store. It's a very good kit, very high quality models and scripts and stuff. Well, I designed it for that, and I forgot to remove this. So what you can do is just completely remove, and remove that one as well. So the for each and the on player and that top one, and then save that. The errors go and everything works fine. Alright, next, alright, so now it should have, alright, now that deleted, so I can add a new one now. Okay, so how is this gonna work? Well, in our title screen, I want to recreate the GUI. Well, not recreate it, just make it different so that it looks better and it works better. So the first thing I want to do is add a new button right below the register. That's gonna be 75 pixels down. Oh, I think that's pixels. I have no clue. Probably. It's just 75 down. This one's gonna be login, and I want to add a few variables. One, public bool is login, so this by default is going to be false. Then a public bool underscore error, it's going to be true by default. Then a public string error, that's going to be equal to nothing. Well, just pretty much nothing. I think that's all I need for now. Alright, next find the on GUI, and right here where it says else, we want to type in else if. I want to copy this if disconnected, and I want to change that to is connected. Well, not actually, I think we could do that. Dot is no. So I guess the easiest way to do this is just to add an exclamation mark before the equal. Alright, after that type in two ands, so that means if our network peer is connected basically, and is login login not true, then we're gonna do that, and then after that another else if, and the same thing, but instead of is not logged in, we're gonna do is logged in by making is logged in equal to true. Alright, so once you've done that, I want you to copy that and put it down here, place it down there. That is our register and that's our login. So we don't want the login here, don't want that. We don't want the register here. Alright, sweet. And also I forgot, we want a new private string key equal to 0, equal to nothing. Alright, up here, copy the password one, move this one down by 25 pixels, so 150. In here we're going to add in key. Whoops. Key. In here we're going to add in key. And in here we're going to check to see if error is that. So if error is equal to false, then we could display this. Create. If it isn't, then we can't. We're also going to create another GUI text area. Put this to 150 again, but move it off to the right, 400. Actually, 600. 600. Yep. Copy this button just to, you know, save time. And instead of key, this is going to be error with the big R, which is the string here. So the reason being is when we receive an error from the server, we're going to paste it onto a label. Oh yeah, that's a label, my bad. Also, we want to delete that because we're not going to change it and it's not a text area. And in this new button, we're going to type test key. So that pretty much means what it says. We're going to test if our key is valid. And RPC, we have not created that RPC yet. I'm going to delete all my parameters except for the server. Just going to comment that out because we're going to do it later once I make sure the GUI is working well. Register login is login. So if I click my login button, I'm going to set is login to true. Let's see. Right, well I have no clue how that's going to look, but if we don't get any errors, I should be able to test it. Register. Oh yeah, I have to be connected. Oh well. I know I also want to add under my login, I'm going to change the top login button to 150 and then that one to 175. I want to change that to back. And I'm simply going to do network.disconnect, because you see if we're connected, well then you show either this one or that one depending on is logged in. But if you disconnect, we're straight away going to go back to this front menu. So I'm also going to add the same thing in for my where is it? This one here. But I'm just going to move it down a bit. So that 150, that's gonna be 150, that's gonna be 175. Alright, let me check for any errors. Alright, now I'm gonna go in my build settings, click on player settings. I'm gonna make sure that run and background is checked, and with my server on top, you can also take these off, but I like to have them on. I'm gonna click build. I'm also in here, I've already done it. I'm gonna create a build folder to keep all my builds together, and I'm gonna just save it as server. Next, it should open up here. Oh no. Whoops. Where are you? Right here. Okay. So I'm just simply gonna open my server. You can see I have a few test accounts here. And I'm only opening the server so I can test that my GUI is looking right. Okay. And because I've got my console, I can open it up and see what's going on. You guys won't have your console, but if you type in the same thing as me, there'd be no need for it. But if you want to get it to test it and stuff, the download will be in the description box. So we started our server on port 2010. I'm gonna hit register, and there we go, we get logged in, but the test key should be moved over to the right. So test key should be 400, and then my label is alright. Oops. Okay. Register. So you see I can test the key, and I can click back in my login. I've got my 2 parameters here. So everything looks pretty good. So I'm just going to stop the server, and what I want to create now are these RPC calls. In my registration, actually what I'm going to do is create a comment registration and just create these comments here. And here like that, and then down here is going to be login. Alright, so in my registration, under my test key button, when I click it, I want to send an RPC to test key RPC mode.server, so we're sending it to the server. I know for a fact I want to send over my key. What else do I want to send? I want to send over a anything true or false, doesn't really matter, and I'm going to explain to you why. And next I want to send over network network.player. So network.player is me. Next I'm going to just copy this one quick because it's empty, and I'm going to change that to test key. Remember, you need these RPC voids on both the server and the client. So I want a string as my key, so that's the key we're sending over. Next I had that boolean, so it's going to be a bool error. What else did I send over? The key, true, and network player. So that's it. That's all we need for now. So I'm just going to copy that, go to my core, and right above the XML code, paste that in there. I'm just going to remove a bit of that. So now that we're in a core, what do we need? Well, we're simply going to need a public string key equals, let's do something simple like MMO tut tutorial, like that. You could be any key you want. Go back down, find that test key void, and we're simply going to check if our key that we send over, whoops, I have to go back up and change it so I know, so underscore big K and then key is equal to underscore key, like that, else. Right, so what does that mean? Well, that means if our key is equal to that, we're going to do something. If it isn't, we're going to do that. Well, I know for a fact that if our key is equal to the key we want, error, which is the boolean up here, we're going to set that to false because we don't have an error. But if it's not equal to it, well then the error is going to be equal to true. Next, what do we want to do? We want to send an RPC, oops, network, yeah, network view dot RPC, RPC back to the player. So test key, RPC mode. So who are we going to send it back to? Well, that's going to be the player because our network player is our player. So back to the player, we're gonna, oh yeah, if we do have an error, because our key is already a string, we can specify a message back. So incorrect key, please try again. So what we're gonna do now is that we're gonna send back key. So because we have an error, big K, key is going to be equal to that, and then we're going to send key again. We're going to pass through error, and I forgot to close that off. Let me just check. Yep, we're going to pass through error, and finally we're going to pass our network. Actually, we're just going to throw the player back like that. Okay, so now finally in our test key on our title screen, which is our client, we want to check if our boolean error is equal to true. So if error equals true, equals true, else. Alright, so if our error is equal to true, key, no, underscore error with yeah, underscore error is going to be equal to error. Oh no, that doesn't work. Yeah, it does. It's going to be equal to key. Big K. Alright, and we're also going to make sure that underscore error is equal to error. You know what, I don't like these big errors. So underscore error as well. Sweet. Else underscore error, which is our boolean on the client that we check to see if it's correct or not. If you remember here, if it's correct, we're allowed to show this button create account. If it's not correct, we don't show it at all. So equals true. Oh wait, equals false. If it's equal to false, yeah, so if it's equal to false. So now, because we've done changes to the server, I'm just going to check if we have any errors, and yes we do. Okay. Yes, because I changed it, I have to add the underscore. I remember. What else? Well, that was it. Okay, sweet. I can rebuild and run, or you can click Control B, hit play, and also start on a login. So I'm just going to open this up just so I can see that I create that new file. Actually, back. Ooh, wait. Login, back. Ooh. What was that? That's quite weird. Main camera. Is logging in. Alright, yeah, okay. I need to fix that quick. So on the client, so we don't have to restart the server. When I click back, I want to set is login in our login GUI here to false again. Okay. So login, back, register, test key. Sweet. So I'm going to create an account Wicken123. So if you I don't even remember myself. That was equal to MMO tutorial. Let's say MMO with a space when it's not meant to have a space, test key. Let's see what happened. Nothing happened here, nothing happened here. Incorrect key, please try again. So we got it, but for some reason it is not showed up on our GUI when it was meant to. I don't know if this is gonna work. That won't work. GUI.label error. Whoops. That's quite weird. Oh well, we can fix that later. It's not very important. It's not that important. So MMO tutorial should be the right way of doing it. That was the wrong way. Let me find it. Tutorial. Well, that's quite weird. I'm gonna close this up. I'm gonna pause it just so I don't waste your time. Alright, well that was an easy fix. It turns out that last time when I was testing and checking on how I'm gonna do this, I forgot to reset this and my key is still lol. So I'm gonna change this to MMO 1234. Okay? Change it like that. I'm just gonna build and run by Control B. Account server data what? Okay, cool. Whatever. Should do it like that. It's quite annoying. Staging server data. Server data. This one's still on. Sweet. Okay. Here we go. Final test. And I don't think I've changed anything in here. The only thing I've done is added an S to the string here so it can show us what's going on. Alright, and oh, actually one more thing, this create account is at the same spot as back, so I'm gonna change that to 200. Okay, let's do this. Register, whoops, start the server, not that one, that one. Register Wicken123 MMO 123. It's meant to be 1234. Nothing happens. It throws us an error. But when I add 4, test key, create account, create our account. File written. There we go. And just to show you that that worked, let me open back that. Data Wicken. There's our account. Now if I was to create another one like www test key, we get an error and no data created. Out of 4, test key, create account. There's our new account. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. This was a nice thing. Someone actually suggested it to me, and I'm sorry for not making it earlier. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I wish you luck with your learning and your projects. Bye bye.